shout out to my people for sending me the most disturbing movie of 2K21. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen Girl in the Basement, y'all need to see The Girl in the Basement. Hey, Jeffrey Wilder, did you see The Girl in the Basement? Did any of you see The Girl in the Basement? Shout out to my weed mans. I just told my weed mans, like, you gotta watch The Girl in the Basement. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to watch The Girl in the Basement. Because if that's not the craziest movie in 2K21, and then for it to be based on a true story, not the whole thing yet. Look, you need to watch. Hey, Alonzo, y'all need to watch The Girl in the Basement. I'm sitting there the whole time. I got the movie on, right? Y'all, I'm sitting there the whole time watching the movie. I'm like, I want to like go through the screen and choke him. I want to go through the screen. I want to help her because, oh my God. Like, okay, from the beginning, first of all, Lifetime, thank y'all for getting right into it, because that's how y'all do it over at Lifetime. They just jumped right into the plot. So this is what had happened, y'all, or whatever. For all of my people that didn't watch it, I'm sorry. I watched it, and now I have to do a review. If I don't do nothing else, I got to do a review on The Girl in the Basement, because it was just like, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Yep, I was mad at her mom the whole time. And the whole time I was mad at her mama too. Because her mama, what she was doing, she was playing both sides, right? Or whatever, like, she in a room, like, okay, so she with her husband. You know, you always supposed to stand with your husband, but she had her own little relationships with her daughters or whatever, right? So basically, they had a daughter that was finna be 18. She was finna be on her way out the house. And they also had a daughter that was already off to college and stuff like that. So the little girl, what happened is she ended up asking her parents if she could go somewhere. And her dad was like a stickler. He was like, no, you can't go. Like, no, not the fuck at all. You ain't grown until I say you grown. So I'm thinking like, okay, they finna leave it at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. No, it didn't get left at that. She ended up sneaking out the house. Then her mama come doing the white people shit, y'all. White people, I don't know, at this point with this movie that's going on with The Girl in the Basement, I don't think that y'all need to be having babies. I personally just feel like y'all should not have kids, because the fucking mama, she was at the door, right? And she knocking on her door. She like, honey, let me in. Honey, just let me in. Just let me in, honey. Just let me in. And the daddy, he like, oh, she's still at the door, honey. Look, I'm finna open this door. So he go grab the key, right? And he go unlock the door or whatever. And boom, little 17-year-old white girl, she done snuck out of her room window. And she caught, and her daddy do the white people shit. He stay out on the porch all night. See, what my mama and them did as black kids, you know, when we snuck out the house, they made sure everywhere you can get in was locked. They wasn't waiting up for you. You was finna have to wait till they came home the next day, or you was gonna have to catch them on their way out the door. Either way, you was gonna get in trouble. But her dad waited on the porch for her to get in. So we gonna mosey along. She get it. She does the white people shit. You can't tell me what to do. And then, oh my God, I can't wait till I'm 18. And when I'm out of here, I'm gonna be out of here at 18 and stuff. And she runs to her room and she goes and she throws herself on the bed and she thinks about the lovely night she just had with the dude that she had snuck out with. Or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Or whatever. So basically her sister come through. She come holler at her, girl. You shouldn't have did that, girl. You know what I'm saying? Cause she's 17. You gonna sneak out. You gonna do your little thug dizzle and stuff. And then her mama like she want to come be part of the girl conversation and shit. So she come knock on the door. She come lay in the bed. She like, did you enjoy yourself and this and that? Not a whole time. What's cracking, boss Tasha? Not a whole time or whatever they doing all this or whatever. Her dad outside the door listening. I mean, this nigga, like, that movie had me mad and say, look, I was so pissed, y'all. I was just trying to tell y'all, you gotta watch it. Y'all gotta watch it so y'all can see the feeling that I feel right now. So her daddy, he outside the door listening to stuff. And yeah, it's your house, so you can eavesdrop wherever you want to eavesdrop at. Now, in the beginning, I didn't think that her daddy was going too far. I thought he was a little bit angry, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't think that he was going too far. I felt him. I'm like, okay, he the man of the house. He pay the bills in the house. He give his daughter whatever she wants. He raising the girl. If he want to eavesdrop in his house, he can eavesdrop in his house. But when he was eavesdropping, the mama and the two daughters were sitting up talking big shit. Like, he's crazy. And oh my God. And this and that. So the nigga, like, he get to go on the whirlwind and he start doing some crazy shit. So all of a sudden, he go down to the basement or whatever. What's up, Sterling? He go down to the basement or whatever. And it's stuff in the basement. He get to moving shit around. And it's this bookcase, right? That he moved to the side or whatever. And it's like some like room. He said it was like an old storm cellar. It was whatever the fuck it was or whatever. But basically, that's what the fuck it was. It was an old school storm cellar where like you had to have a key code to get in and out. And mind you, this movie it go in like stages. It don't be like, this is day 1, this is day 2. It be like, this was had happened was, and this is 3 months later. That's how they do the movie timeline. This had happened this day, and then the three months later. That's not a movie I would watch again, and then he hit her in her stomach and made her lose the baby. I don't understand that one. Hey, I'm gonna get to it. See, Tasha, you rushing me before my time, babe. Okay, so basically, hey, Dominique say, so basically he go and he make this storm cellar into some type of like coded, he changed the code every day, whatever. He make this storm cellar into a prison for his people or whatever, right? For his daughter, actually. So basically, his wife was like, you know, I'm finna go to the store. Then she go out to talk to her daughter that's on the phone with the little boyfriend and she's like, I'm gonna go to the store and this and that or whatever. And then her dad wait till the mama leave or whatever, and he tell her like, hang up that phone, I need you to help me with something. So it's this crate. So he have his daughter take and carry this crate down to the basement and the little room that they was in or whatever. And the little room, remember I told y'all he had revamped the storm cellar. So the daughter had helped him take everything downstairs. So basically, when she get downstairs, her daddy hit her with the wham bam. He lock her inside the room. Like, she's like, Dad, stop playing. Dad, let me out. Dad, don't do this to me. Dad, no, Dad, no. Don't do this to me, Dad, no. And that was like 5 minutes of the movie and shit. So then she finally had got it into her head that she was going to be stuck in this bitch. And to her daddy felt like letting her out and shit. So she downstairs, she pacing, she's on one wall. She's on the other wall. She's by the fucking sink. She's everywhere. She done even went and opened the bin. You know, she had calmed down. So she opened the bin like, what the fuck is in here? Because Dad, what the fuck are you doing? So basically she down there, she rumbling, she ramping. And her daddy got her mama and her sister upstairs believing that she just ran away. Now what her mama had pissed me off. Yes, every time you look up she was pregnant. I didn't even get to that personnel read, but this is what I'm saying. What her mama had pissed me off, right, is the fact that, bitch, you went to the store. Okay? You know that your daughter was on the phone with this boy. You know every time she get on the phone with this boy, they on the phone for hours. You cannot get your daughter off the phone with this boy. She done snuck out the house with this boy. So when you came back from your little store run, whether it was 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, your daughter would still be on the phone with this boy or ending the conversation with this boy. Soon as you get back from the store, your daughter gone. And you don't ask your husband that was in the front cleaning up and doing all the yard work where the daughter had gone. So then what he did was he raped her. He raped his own daughter in the basement. She's like, Dad, let me out. And that actually happened. It wasn't when she first went in the basement. This was the second part. That's when he came downstairs. Y'all, her dad had came downstairs or whatever, and she had thought she was finna do a getaway or whatever. He had 2 locks on the door. He had the first lock right behind the bookshelf, and then it was the hallway, and then it was the second lock to the room or whatever. She thought she was finna get away. So soon as she heard the little clink, clink, chink, chink, chinks up, she had hit her dad as hard as she could hit him to the side. And then she had ran out the door or whatever. And when she had ran up out the door or whatever, she thought she was gonna get away from me. She didn't know that second door was locked with the code and shit. And it was just fucked up because every time she did the code or tried to get up out of the motherfucker, the electricity would turn off or whatever. So basically, he grabbed her by her neck or whatever. He slapped her around a couple times and shit like that. And then he rapes her or whatever. And then she throws up. She's going through the motions and shit. And then they fast forwarded. And then it's her birthday. And this nigga come downstairs with a cake. With a fucking cake or whatever, talking about it's your birthday, and he buys her a red dress or whatever. And telling her not to call him dad no more, call him Don. He said everything you want, you will earn, you will work for. You won't get nothing unless I say you can have it or whatever. And he left his daughter in the basement and he proceeded to rape her and get her pregnant. And when she got pregnant, he told her, I gave you the biggest blessing in the world. Motherhood is the biggest blessing. Now you got something to live for. That man had this girl putting on this red dress like he would made his daughter into his second family. Like the craziest shit, right? Like, and then the mama the whole time she looking for the daughter, she looking for the daughter. He done lied to the little boyfriend and said, you won't know she ran off with somebody. The little boyfriend come back around a year and a half later, still riding on his little motorcycle because he was the motorcycle guy. So he come back or whatever years later. And he end up running into the sister, like, and they get on some wham bam. He like, hey, sis, that's you, sis. Hey, sis, it's nice to see you, sis. And then he get to telling sis, he like, your sister must be real happy. Your sister must be real happy with old boy from where she ran away. And she's like, oh my God, you didn't know? She hasn't come back home yet, and we're waiting for her. And sometimes in my life, I just feel like maybe dad did something to her. I don't know. Maybe he has her like locked in the basement or something. And he's like, do you really think that? And she's like, sometimes I just can't. So they was doing that little white people shit or whatever. And so they go to the fucking living room after she had a conversation. And the mama, she mad. She like, why you tell the boy that my daughter had ran off with the other boy? What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God. And she's like, you want to break shit? I'm a break shit. She picked up the candle and shit. She threw it on the ground. And she picked up some other shit. She threw it on the ground. And then she was just like crazy because like, you know, she was getting her groove back. She was like letting him know I'm angry at this point. But she still stayed. So whole time, her daughter living in the basement and shit. And her daughter basically done accustomed herself to being her dad's second wife and family. So her daughter is in her basement with 2 children. These children are growing. They 13, they 14. She has a son, she has a daughter. And then she have another kid that she asked, she like, can you send this baby upstairs? Because look, I already got 2 kids down here that I'm lying to. We playing fantasy world. We doing all types of shit or whatever down here. And I need this baby to know the light of day. So can you take this baby upstairs for, what about your wife? She didn't even call her mom. She said, what about Martha? All right, whatever the lady name was, I'm calling Martha for now. She's like, what about Martha? And she's like, here, take him upstairs. So she sent him upstairs with a note. Hey, this is me. I love you, Mom. This is my grandkid, and to take care of him until I could come back. Right? Hey, you know what? I was thinking the same thing, Chanel. I'm like, why she didn't put it in a baby diaper? Why she didn't put it like where her mama could see what the fuck was going on or whatever. But she wrote the note and she set the note on the side, and then she had tried to do a little SOS in the back like, hey, I'm in the basement, come save me, and call the police or whatever. But it didn't work out like that. Her daddy's like, you missed one little step here, and he brought her the little piece of paper and shit for emphasis and shit. So basically, she ended up getting pregnant again. The whole time she's just pregnant. Her dad getting her pregnant and pregnant and pregnant back to fucking back. So her dad's stressed, and her dad is for taking from upstairs and rationing downstairs for her and her two kids. So basically, her two kids, he had bought them a TV and shit like that, and so they started seeing the outside world and shit. They didn't know that it was really more to life than the basement, and all they knew was the stories that their mom was telling. Their mom was actually telling them a fairy tale, fable-ish story about a prince and a king and shit, which was actually her real story. And she said that even though she knows her boyfriend is still looking for her, she was like, the whole time she just knew that her dude didn't give up hope on her and shit like that. So basically, what ended up happening is the dad get mad because he lose his job. He's not making enough money to take care of his family in the basement and his family upstairs. His wife is mad, but they also have a grandchild that is thriving, that is striving, that is doing the best that he could be. He's thriving on the outside and stuff like that or whatever. Now, he goes and he takes a gas line, like a hose, right? No, matter of fact, I'm missing a part. They basically, it was like a crack in the basement, in a leak in the fucking ceiling or whatever. So the leak in the ceiling, they found out that it go to outside. So every day she carving and she trying to get to the outside, and she's flashing a light like this. She had got inventive. She like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. So she carved the whole basement down, and then she went up and she's flashing a light, and one of the neighbors had came and told the dad, like, hey, you know, somebody flashing a light out of your basement, like they're trying to signal for something. So he like, I just want to know if you knew. And he's like, no, you know, being an asshole and shit. But he got due the way. Then he went down there, and then he beat his daughter, and she was pregnant. He beat his daughter, she was pregnant, and she ended up having a miscarriage, and she ended up wrapping the baby up in the towel. Now, mind you, every single last one of her pregnancies and babies that she had, she delivered them by herself. So I'm thinking that the one baby that she wrapped up and she just sat on the table and he just took it, I'm thinking like that happened more than one time. That was like what I had took from that, because she was just so calm. You know, when she wrapped her baby up or whatever, she ended up having a miscarriage in front of her kids. Her daughter had to help her deliver a baby. And then her daughter, her dad was trying to make her daughter fucking victim case number 2. And she caught on to what the fuck was going on and shit like that, because her dad had bought her daughter, around her age, some clothes and some makeup and let her put it on and shit like that. And she just got real scared, and she told him, like, you're not gonna touch her. Like, whatever you do, you could do it to me, but you're not finna do it to my kids, and you're not finna do it to my daughter and stuff. But basically, we scurry along that part. Yeah, they said she miscarried like 3 times. That was the one that died on the cement, and they cremated it. Yeah, that one or whatever. And he was digging graves and shit he was digging graves for each one of the little babies that had died or whatever. So basically, we fast forward, right? Because this is the gist of the whole movie, dude. But y'all got to watch it, because, man, they had 7 kids together that one died. So this is the thing, though, too, that y'all got to watch out. So he goes and he loses his job. So we back to the point where he loses his job or whatever. He loses his job. And then he turns around and he basically tells her, like, you got a ration. And basically the mom get mad, everybody's mad, he lost his job and shit like that. And he thinking, like, how the fuck? He told his grandson, he said, I made a mistake. I thought that something was a good idea, and actually turned out to be a bad idea, and I made a mistake. And his grandson's like, I still love you, Grandpa, and you tried your hardest. And then he was like, dang, what the fuck? But his grandson ended up catching him while he was trying to kill his family in the basement. That man went and took a water hose, and put it in the window. And then of the basement, like the window of the basement. They already ain't got no ventilation really down there. You get what I'm saying? So he takes and he puts it in the window ventilation of the thing. And then he takes the other part of the hose and he puts it in the car, in the gas tank. And then he turns the car on and he just sits in the car. Yeah, he just sits in the car. I'm gonna have to check it out. I gotta get back to recording. Okay, Alonzo, hey, record. So he sitting in the car. He trying to kill him with the gas line. The whole time that he doing some bogus shit, his daughter in the basement, she got asthma. So the gas is affecting the daughter with asthma, because if he would have never had that conversation with the grandson, then he would have never ever, you know what I'm saying, stopped with the gas hole and shit. But basically the daughter is in the basement and she is dying or whatever. She's having an asthma attack. She just can't breathe no more and stuff like that. And the dad comes down in the basement and the dad says, what the fuck is going on here? He's like, what's going on here? Like all calm and shit. And the whole time the family upstairs didn't want to go to the basement for nothing, except for when the one daughter she had went down in the basement. She was trying to find something. She was like, them keys, when the dad and the mom had got into the argument and them keys had failed or whatever, she had went and she had grabbed the keys and she had ran down there, but he ended up running down there after her. And the way he looked at shit, I wouldn't have did that shit either. What's the name of the movie in the network it's on? It's called The Girl in the Basement, and it's from Lifetime or whatever. Yeah, then turn around, right? The big sister did go down there. So then turn around, right, or whatever. When he tried to kill him, he went down to the basement. He like, what's going on here or whatever. So they like, they sitting in the basement like, you know, she need to go to the hospital. So finally the daughter like, please just take her to the hospital. Please, I won't say anything and this and that, and I won't say anything. Just take her to the hospital or whatever. So the dad like, fine, but I'm finna make the little boy stay here. And so the mom and the girl, they had ended up going to the hospital with the dad. So the dad tell her like, you gonna sit here, you gonna sit here, and then you ain't gonna say shit, you ain't gonna move, you ain't gonna turn to the side. And she said that promise before she got out there, before she had got to the hospital. But she was like at the hospital and she thought about the shit, because the doctor came and was like, okay, she got asthma, but why she don't have any medical history? Like, she don't have a shot record, she don't have a social security number, she don't have a name, she don't have fucking nothing. Like, so he like, this the contact information, she homeschooled, we this and that. He pulled the whole thing or whatever, because it is certain bylaws that you can pass for you. You are an awesome narrator for real. Dude, they still got this shit on Netflix? I don't know, but it's on YouTube now too. If anybody wants to watch it on YouTube, it's on YouTube now too. So basically, they at the motherfucking hospital and shit, and she's sitting there and she looking at the lady talk her shit, and the lady looking at her halfway and looking at the daddy halfway, and she looking at the lady talk her shit, and she like, I can get the fuck away. That's truly what I think she said in her head. I don't know if it was true, but I think she was like sitting there looking at everything like, I'm on the outside. I know I told this nigga I wasn't gonna say shit. I could get the fuck away from here. Babe, what's the name of it again? It's called The Girl in the Basement. The Girl in the Basement. So she go run and she go see the motherfucking the white lady that was supposed to be helping her and shit. She go see the white lady that was supposed to be helping her or whatever, and her dad basically, she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Her daddy wasn't falling for it. It was the clock she used to the count. Yeah. She like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Her daddy like, hell no, you ain't going to the bathroom. She like, but I gotta go to the bathroom. And he's like, no. So she said, I'm finna spill this water on that paperwork and make you go do some more paperwork now or whatever. And he like, don't you move. Soon as her daddy turned and bit the corner, she was like, about that chair, y'all. She got the fuck up out that chair, y'all. On my soul, she got the fuck up out that chair. And she like got the running and walking. She was walking after the lady and shit like that. Then the lady ended up stopping at a police officer and with the one lady, because she had already knew something was going on. And she was like, I need help. And they rescued her, y'all. They rescued her. And she told them about her son that was left behind in the basement or whatever. And then the police officer, see, the dad thought, well, he was like, man, at first he was walking behind her like, I'm finna kill this bitch. Like, he was on his motherfucking, his Ike Turner shit or whatever. He was on his Ike Turner shit because he was walking behind his daughter like, I'm finna kill her. She gonna get me caught up. I done lost my job already. The Girl in the Basement, Netflix, YouTube, pin this comment. Other users can see the movie. Yeah. I'm pinning the comment. Comment is pinned. Thank you, Amina. But yeah, so she basically she had went to the what you call it. She went to the doctor. The doctor saved her and stuff like that. But her mama and them, for her mama and her sister and them to be looking for her, their daughter and their sister the whole time. And the dad the whole time, he like, and he was pissing me off too. The mama, I would have left him because for one, you don't give a fuck about my daughter. You keep talking about she just ran off. Remember when she's 18, she had a plan to travel the world and this and that. And she's sitting back looking at him like, bro, this is our daughter you talking about. You don't give a fuck. That's because the nigga knew where she was at the whole time. Where the story at? Hey, I need to read the book because you know the book is always better than the movie. They have a whole article on it. Yeah, you can read the article. That's how I knew that it was a true story, y'all. Shout out to the girl that was locked in the basement for 29 fucking years, y'all. That shit, for her to get up out the basement, I think it was, how many years was it? 29 years or 17 years? I don't know. It was a lot of years, though, she was in the basement. From 18 to what? She had to be in her 40s when she got out the basement. If I'm not mistaken, even close to 40 when she got out the basement with children. Y'all, they got out the base. They was in the basement. Her children were in the basement their whole life. They knew nothing other than the fucking basement. Only thing that they knew was for 29 years. See, look, for 29 years, she was in her 40s when she got out the basement. Y'all, that's all I'm saying. If y'all haven't watched it, for y'all to want to know the end or whatever, y'all gotta watch the movie. I know I told y'all the whole sequel into the end, but y'all gotta go watch the end and shit like that because it get all mushy and gushy and shit. Everybody's all back. The guy goes to jail. The bad guys always end up in jail and shit or whatever. They was 15 and up when they all got out. Yeah, so they had spent 15 to 20 years of their life just in a basement, y'all. So we have to be grateful. But after seeing it, I'm like, that's white people shit, y'all. These are the type of stories that white people, like, I don't know. I'm not racist, but all I'm saying is when I see stories that are with this kind of narrative, it's normally white people shit. It's normally white people. I've never seen a movie like this with black people. I have never seen a girl trapped in the basement with black people. I've never seen it. I'm just saying it was just too much for me. That's why y'all gotta watch it because, yeah. Y'all gotta fucking watch it. Thank y'all for listening to my narration, but I just had to break down The Girl in the Basement or whatever. I am J9 Incognito DeVito. Y'all send me some more movies to review or whatever. One of my people, shout out to y'all for sending me the movie in my inbox. Like, Jay, you gotta see this shit. So shout out to y'all for sending me the movie in my inbox. It was a YouTube link. The one on YouTube is a little delayed, but it gets the story across or whatever, but y'all got to watch The Girl in the Basement and read the article. Facts.